In the dim glow of a crowded coffee shop, where the aroma of fresh brews mingled with hushed conversations, a single dad named Alex stood frozen, his heart pounding as the woman's cruel words sliced through the air. A single dad like you could never satisfy a woman. Her laughter echoed, drawing stares from nearby patrons. But Alex didn't crumble. Instead, a slow smirk spread across his face, and with 4 simple words, he turned the tables in a way that left her speechless, and changed everything. Stick around to the end to hear those words that shut her down forever, and if this story tugs at your heartstrings, hit that like button and subscribe for more tales of triumph over heartbreak. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Alex Thompson had always been the quiet type, the kind of man who let his actions speak louder than his words. At 35, he was raising his 5-year-old daughter, Lily, on his own after his wife, Sarah, passed away from a sudden illness 3 years earlier. The loss had shattered him, leaving a void that no amount of late-night work or playground visits could fill. Mornings were a whirlwind of braiding pigtails, packing lunches, and rushing to drop Lily off at kindergarten before heading to his job as a graphic designer. Evenings were storybooks, baths, and the quiet ache of an empty bed. Dating? It wasn't even on his radar. "I'm just trying to be the best dad I can," he'd tell his friends when they pushed him to get back out there. But deep down, Alex wondered if he'd ever feel whole again. That fateful afternoon started like any other. Alex had picked up Lily from school, her tiny hand gripping his as they wandered into the local coffee shop for her favorite treat, a chocolate chip cookie and a hot cocoa. The place was bustling with the after-work crowd, laptops clacking and baristas shouting orders. Alex ordered their usual, juggling his wallet and Lily's backpack, when he noticed her, Emily, a sharp-dressed woman in her early 30s, typing furiously on her phone at the counter. She was stunning, with auburn hair cascading over her shoulders and an air of confidence that turned heads. But as Alex reached for his coffee, their hands brushed accidentally, spilling a few drops. "Oh, excuse me," Alex said quickly, grabbing napkins to clean up. Lily giggled, hiding behind his leg. Emily rolled her eyes, snatching her latte. "Watch where you're going. Some of us have actual lives to get back to." Her tone was laced with irritation, but Alex just smiled apologetically. "Sorry about that. Rough day?" She glanced at him, then at Lily, her expression softening for a split second before hardening again. "You could say that. Single dads playing hero in coffee shops aren't exactly helping." Alex chuckled lightly, trying to diffuse the tension. "Hero? Nah, just a dad grabbing a snack with his kid. Name's Alex, by the way." Emily crossed her arms, sizing him up. She was a successful marketing executive, used to commanding rooms and dismissing anything, or anyone, that didn't fit her fast-paced world. Divorced a year ago from a man who couldn't keep up with her ambitions, she'd sworn off relationships, especially with baggage like kids. But something about Alex's easy demeanor intrigued her, even as it annoyed her. "Emily. And let me guess, you're the devoted type? Widower or something tragic?" Alex's smile faded slightly, but he nodded. "Lost my wife a few years back. It's just me and Lily now." She scoffed, leaning against the counter. "That's sweet, really. But come on, a single dad like you? You're probably exhausted all the time. How do you even have energy for anything else? I mean, satisfying a woman? Forget it. You'd be lucky to keep up with bedtime stories, let alone, well, you know." The words hung in the air like a slap. A few people nearby shifted uncomfortably, pretending not to hear. Lily tugged at Alex's pant leg, whispering, "Daddy, who's that lady?" Alex's face flushed, a mix of hurt and anger bubbling up. He'd faced judgment before, from well-meaning family who thought he should remarry quickly, from coworkers who pitted his situation. But this? This was cruel, cutting straight to his insecurities. Did he really seem that inadequate? That broken? For a moment, the coffee shop spun. Memories flooded back, Sarah's laughter in their kitchen, her hand in his during late-night talks, the way she'd made him feel alive. Losing her had stripped away his confidence, leaving him doubting if he could ever love, or be loved, again. Nights alone, staring at the ceiling, wondering if Lily would grow up without a mother's touch because he couldn't move on. And now, this stranger was voicing his deepest fears aloud. But then, something shifted. Alex looked down at Lily, her innocent eyes wide with confusion. He couldn't let this define him. Not in front of her. Straightening up, he met Emily's gaze with a calm that surprised even him. A smirk tugged at his lips, not out of arrogance, but from a quiet strength he'd forgotten he had. "Prove me wrong, then," he said simply. 4 words. That's all it took. Emily blinked, her smug expression cracking. "What?" "You heard me," Alex replied, his voice steady. "Prove me wrong, then." He picked up Lily, balancing her on his hip, and walked out without another word, leaving Emily standing there, mouth agape. Those 4 words echoed in Emily's mind long after Alex left. She wasn't used to being challenged, especially not by someone she dismissed so easily. Who was this guy? Intrigued and a bit embarrassed, she found herself searching for him online later that night. A quick Google of his name led to his design portfolio, filled with heartfelt projects, including a children's book he'd illustrated in memory of his wife. It was raw, emotional, showing a depth she hadn't expected. Days turned into weeks, and Emily couldn't shake it. She frequented the coffee shop, hoping to run into him again. When she finally did, Alex was there with Lily, sketching on a napkin. This time, she approached cautiously. "Hey, about last time. I was out of line." Alex looked up, surprised but not unkind. "Yeah, you were. But apologies accepted." What started as awkward small talk evolved into real conversations. Emily learned about Alex's struggles, the guilt of surviving Sarah, the fear of failing Lily, the loneliness that crept in after dark. He shared how he'd thrown himself into fatherhood, volunteering at Lily's school, learning to cook Sarah's recipes to keep her memory alive. In turn, Emily opened up about her own scars, her demanding job that left no room for vulnerability, her failed marriage that made her build walls higher than ever. Their connection deepened slowly, like a flower blooming in unexpected soil. Challenges arose, of course. Emily's career demanded long hours, clashing with Alex's family-first life. One night, after canceling plans because of a work emergency, she snapped at him over the phone, "This is my life, Alex. I can't drop everything for playdates." He paused, hurt flashing in his eyes when they met later. "I get it. But Lily and I are a package deal. If that's too much." It wasn't. Emily realized her defensiveness stemmed from fear, of getting hurt, of failing again. She made changes, delegating at work, carving out time for them. Alex, too, faced his demons. Introducing Emily to Lily was terrifying. What if it didn't work? What if Lily felt he was replacing Sarah? But Lily's innocent acceptance, "She's pretty, Daddy, and she makes you smile," melted his worries. Their first real date was simple, a picnic in the park, with Lily tagging along at first. As the sun set, Emily watched Alex chase his daughter, laughter filling the air. "You're amazing with her," she said softly. Alex smiled, pulling her close. "And you're proving me wrong every day." The relationship wasn't perfect. There were arguments, about blending lives, about past hurts resurfacing. Once, during a heated moment, Emily's old cynicism slipped out, "Are you sure you're ready for this? A single dad?" But Alex's smirk returned. "Prove me wrong, then," he teased, echoing those words that had started it all. It became their mantra, a reminder to challenge assumptions and fight for what mattered. Months later, as they sat on Alex's porch, Lily asleep inside, Emily turned to him. "I was so wrong that day. You satisfy me in ways I never knew I needed, your kindness, your strength, the way you love without holding back. Alex kissed her forehead. We both had walls to break. Their story became one of redemption, proving that vulnerability isn't weakness, and that love can heal even the deepest wounds. Alex found joy again, not replacing Sarah but honoring her by living fully. Emily learned to slow down, to embrace the messiness of family. And Lily? She gained a bonus mom who read her stories with dramatic voices and baked lopsided cookies. In the end, those 4 words, "Prove me wrong," then, weren't just a shutdown, they were an invitation to something beautiful. Life's mockeries don't define us, our responses do. If this tale of second chances moved you, smash that like button and subscribe for more inspiring stories. Who knows? Your own "prove me wrong" moment might be just around the corner.